Hey everyone, welcome to the channel and thanks for clicking on today's video as we launch a new series called Going Shopping at Gary's. Now, this all sort of started from a Facebook Marketplace pickup that I organised. Now, I'd seen this item on Marketplace for a while, but I hadn't really sort of had a reason to go into town to pick it up, so to say, into Coffs Harbour. But I was going in to pick up another Facebook Marketplace pickup, which we'll get to another video. And then I thought on the way I'll pick this up. Now, as I said, I'd seen it there for a while, and this item was this DJ Hero 2 on the PS3. Now, this was listed as sealed, and it is. And I'd always sort of wanted to get into this DJ Hero sort of game, so it was $20, you know. So I thought to myself, let's pick it up today. It's on the way into the other place I was going to, so I swung by this house. Now, we drop in, and it's like a little oasis within the suburbia of Coffs Harbour. It's like he's on 1 acre of land. It's so green. There's like a creek that runs around the outside of it. And he's a nice guy. He was showing me around the outside and just sort of, he's been there for like 35 or so years, and you know, he's obviously watched the area change, and you can sort of see there's all housing developments like on the left of him. Anyway, I just see all this stuff on his sort of veranda or on his porch, so to say. I'm like, wow, what have I walked into here? You know, so we sort of just started talking. We were outside the house at this point, and then I was just about to walk away, and I said to him, I'm like, I just thought I'd ask, I go, do you have any more sort of video game stuff? And he just sort of looks at me funny, and he's like, and he sort of, you know, gestures to come inside. So we go inside, walk through the house, and there's just stuff everywhere. It was sort of it wasn't sort of what I was prepared for. So we go into this room, and there's just stacks of PS3s. There's a bunch of PS2s. There's PS1. There's DSs. There's a Nintendo 64 with I think it was Pokemon Stadium and Yoshi's Story there. There was a stack of Xbox 360s. There was an old, I think the original PS3s there. Bunches of games, and I'm just like, wow, okay. So my wife's outside in the car, you know, waiting. This is on the Friday, and like we're just talking, and yeah, and it was just like, oh my gosh. So what I'd done then, I said to him, look, I've got to go. I can't spend too much time here. My wife's going to get cranky. So I said, I'll come back on the Monday. That was my day off. So anyway, I come back on the Monday. So here I'm thinking about, you know, and I texted him that afternoon at work. I said, look, do you mind if I do some filming? I've got a small YouTube channel. And he's like, fine. Only he sort of laughed, said, okay, only if I'm not in it. You know what I mean? I said, people love you. And anyway, so he also sort of asked me what my channel was, and I let him know. And he'd watched a few of my videos. Now, I had this sort of thing in my head where I'd sort of take my camera equipment over, set it up, and put some mics on us, and then we could sort of, you know, I'd film us just negotiating over all the video game stuff, you know what I mean? Just has a bit of fun, sort of, you know, for people to see. And I got there on the Monday morning, and we sat down outside, and it's like, it was sort of almost like he wanted to sort of get to know me. So he brings out like this pad, and then he's asking me what things I'm into, you know. So I'm into comics, you know. I said to him, I have some horror magazines, obviously video games. And he'd seen some of my videos with the art and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, we started just walking around the house. Now, Gary basically cleans out houses for real estate. So they give him a call. They need a house cleared. Sometimes he'll pay, and sometimes they pay him depending on the condition of the house and things that he's got to do. So anyway, so at first he's like, you know, okay, let's go and have a look at this. So this is all the things that I went shopping in his house today, you know what I mean? So on that day, I spent $180 altogether. So you can sort of tell me how I did, and we'll just start up. Now, the first thing was this little box. It was basically a cardboard box just full of just random stuff, like fully random stuff. And he just sort of gave it to me. He says, like, you want that for $20? Or I said, I'll give you $20. And he's like, he pulled a few things out that he liked, sort of more sort of vintage sort of metal tools and things like that. All right, so I got all this for $20. Now, there was only a couple of games in this box, and one of them was Jak 3 on the PS2, and there was also a loose Need for Speed disc as well. So yeah, it had the manual. Looks all right. So that was the video. That was pretty much or actually there was another video game thing, which was this PC game. This PC game, Third Reich. Now this is on, I actually put it on my computer this morning on my Windows 98 machine. I put it in, I installed it, and anyway, I've had some troubles with the CD drive lately, and now the CD drive doesn't want to work, and it was reading off the CD drive, froze the computer. Oh man, there's always something, it does my head in, you know. So anyway, it was more of a sort of like a strategy game where you sort of, I guess you can sort of move things throughout Europe and control different countries. But anyway, this one's got a hell of a lot of inserts for it. It's all in really good condition, even though the box itself is not in good condition at all. Now I did look at some items online, and some of them have a 3.5-inch disc with it, but this one did not. But yeah, it's pretty crushed, but Third Reich for the PC, it's alright. That's that one. And I got this, I think it's an aftermarket sort of PS2 controller. He just sort of, I said to him, they're not worth nothing. He's like, do you want to throw it out? And he just threw it in my box. So that's that. We'll put that with some of my other third-party controllers. Now I've got just this little bunch of Magic the Gathering cards. I added that to my other sort of, you know, mix upstairs. There's also this Apple Magic Mouse. It looks like it's pretty much brand new, so I might sell that. I think they sell for like 20 or 30 bucks. I'll clean it up. I haven't had time to list that yet, but I might do it today. We'll see. And then there was this little sort of ball. He said that these things from the 60s or 70s might be a bit of value, so that was all right. There was a bunch of action figures in this box. I think this one's a Masters of the Universe figure. I think it's Man at Arms. I'm not sure. There's that one. There was a few Star Wars figures, as you can sort of see here. And then Walrus Man, Luke at Bespin. I think that's Bespin. Yeah, and then there's Organ or what his name is. So there was those three. There was no accessories with any of those. There was this guy. I don't know what he's from. So if there's anyone that knows what that sort of series or range that's from, you can drop a comment. That'd be good. I'd like to know. There was also this Simpsons figure of Homer. Like you can always have a Homer hanging around, and a couple of other smaller figures like a little R2 and this Lego guy. I'm assuming maybe it's some sort of Lego guy. That's that. And then there was also a little Mario figure. So that'll go into one of my sort of displays. That's pretty cool. All right, and then if my wife is probably the only one that knows that I'm fascinated with marbles. I love to just find them anywhere. Like in the garden, I'll be cleaning up from them. Obviously, the previous family here had the girls were into marbles or the kids were into marbles. So I find them everywhere, and I sort of put them. I just display them around the house. And now I've got a new marble, so that's pretty exciting. And then there was another cool thing in this box, which is probably one of the main things which I wanted. Now these aren't in the box, so this is just the box for the Rumble Pack for the Nintendo 64. The box is in pretty good condition, as you can see. It's pretty straight. I've got a couple of Rumble Packs upstairs, so I'm hoping. I don't think either of them my ones work upstairs, but anyway, it does give me the option to get a nice Rumble Pack, and I'll have a nice box for it, so that'll display good with my 64 stuff upstairs as well. And not only that, but there was a box for the expansion pack for the N64, so that's another sort of nice little box. And that one, the Rumble Pack did have some inserts and some manuals or whatever they are, you know, instructions for it. And then there's that box as well. And within the box, there was actually the expansion pack itself. So that was that. So I've got to see if that works. And it also has the key. So there's the key for that and that, which is good. There was another couple of Nintendo items. So that's obviously the back of the Rumble Pack. And I don't know what this is. It's labelled Nintendo, but I don't know. So if anyone knows what that's for, if you could please put a comment in down below, let me know, because I'll just be interested to know what that is. All right, so that was the first box that I got. We got Estrella today. I like Estrella. All right, now there was a couple of Lego sets. Now this first one, as I said, I was mainly there for video games, you know what I mean? But I ended up picking up all this other random stuff. So I got these Lego set here. This one, I offered him $10 for this one. So this one's sealed. So, you know, it's Batman. You can see Mr. Freeze. So this is something that I'm planning to, once I get this video organised today, I'm going to work on this and get this finished today. So there was that one. And there was another one I offered him $10 for, which was this Grogu set. Now this one had already, I think it's already started. So some of the bags are open. I haven't really opened it up since last week. but you can sort of see this part here. So I'm not sure if that's part of the frame of Grogu or not. So we'll see. But there are some other bags there. So he gave it to me for $10. So hopefully, because I've got a few nice other Grogu things throughout the house, I would like to have that part as part of that sort of collection. I'd also like to, in the future, get a nice sort of, glass display case and have some little Lego sets on show. Now, I also got a box of comics. Now, these weren't necessarily for me. Because he showed me them on the Friday actually when I said that I was into comics. Now, these are all. So I paid $50 for these, which is this box here, but they're all Disney comics, at least 95% of them. So they're all mostly sort of Australian Disney comics. You got Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Bugs Bunny, some Hanna-Barbera stuff there as well. That's a jump. And they're mostly Australian editions, as you can see, Flintstones. So I thought and I spoke to my brother on the Saturday, and I said to him, look, do you want these books? Because my brother owns a comic shop, if you didn't know. There's also a video down below of his comic book store somewhere. And yeah, so I thought, and I offered him, do you want all these? So, and he said, yeah. So I when I was talking to Gary, I said, look, I'll take these. My brother owns a comic book store. So there's a bunch of comics, but within that sort of bunch, there was also a few Australian editions that I thought I'd just poach, you know what I mean? So I just sort of clean up with the press. So these are just basically like short stories combined from old DC books. So there's like Batman, there's a Green Lantern one there as well. There's World's Finest. There's that one. There was also this old Western magazine. It's pretty. They're all in pretty bad condition, but there's just something about beat up comics if I haven't said before that I like them. There was also this book which is the first book that I grabbed, and I thought I love that cover. So this comes from Beware the Creeper #4. I think it's from like 1968 from Steve Ditko. So I grabbed that one. I just love the cover. I think it's awesome. So yeah, that's another Australian reprint for that. So happy to have that one. And I also got a hat. He had a bunch of hats. So I love my hats. So I got this I've always wanted a nice Red Bull hat. So there was this one. He just threw it in. I said $2, but in the end he just threw it in. Now what I also got was this big bag of phones. Now I'm going to add a little bit of footage to that right now, just so you know what I got, because it's all put away in another area. Here's just a little bit of an overview of the phones that I got at the moment. There's a few here. You can sort of see the Nokia that I'm going to keep there. It's a Samsung Galaxy Mini there. That one works. And then, like I said, there's a few nice Galaxies there as well. There's a Huawei there. There's an Apple. An iPod that's pretty smashed. There's a couple of iPhones there. And then down to some more Galaxies. This old Samsung, I think that one's locked as well. There's an old battery. I'm not even sure if that's worth anything. But yeah, this is pretty much all the phones that are going to go. Right, I've got another video planned for the phone, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I kept a few, $20. It was a pretty hefty bag of phones. Now, I also got this massive picture over here. So I picked this up for like $20. Hopefully you can see it because I can't see anything. But I think it's actually quite a nice sort of, mix of all the DC characters, So yeah, I'm going to put that under the stairs where I have all my comics on the wall. There's a little bit of a space there. And then there was one more thing. I never picked up a CRT in the wild, and I did on that day. So I set it up upstairs yesterday. So we'll go upstairs and we'll have a look at it and see what I've got, how I've got it set up and what happened to it. All right, this is the TV I got. I asked Gary if he had any old TVs, and he had this one. He had it sort of hooked up onto a stand. It wasn't plugged in. I offered him $50 for it, but unfortunately it doesn't work. I was a bit devastated. I had sort of plans to put my Mega Drive, connect my Mega Drive to it, have the other VCR connected to it, but yeah, when you sort of turn it on, nothing happens. There was a green screen on before, and sometimes the green will just flash across there. But yeah, if anybody knows or thinks they know what the problem is, I'm assuming it's like capacitors that are bold, or it's just old. Like I said, it's probably, yeah, who knows how old that TV is, probably 30 years old at least. So anyway, yesterday I was playing a bit of a few of the old consoles actually. Played a bit of Dreamcast yesterday, played a bit of the GameCube there, and I also had the Mega Drive one with some bit of Chaos Engine, so I was just so desperate to put it up to that. So, But yeah, anyway, the hunt goes on. It sort of fits nice in this little corner area too. You can sort of see there it sort of flash, and that's it. So anyway, yeah, so now I think this is like maybe a 14 inch, I think, something like that. So at least I sort of know what I can do to foot in that area. Well, that's that part of the video of picking everything up. Now, I don't know how I done them. You know, it's not too bad. The comics are alright. They're good for my brother. You know, I like the Lego, which is good. I've got the Nintendo 64 stuff. I like the picture. It's just a shame about that monitor, the TV. I'm just a bit sort of disappointed with that. And yeah, and I got the phone, so we're going to see if hopefully we can, you know, make some sort of use of that. But as with the video games, you know, I wasn't sure if he was a bit reluctant to sell it. I'm not sure if he's got some sort of, you know, nostalgia or some sort of, you know, soft spot for video games. But I sort of didn't really want to sort of go in there and say, oh, look, how much do you want for this? I thought we'll just let sort of time go with that. Whatever happens, happens. He told me he had a big box of like loose DS games. He's got some video cards. He's had video cards there for some PCs that I might look at getting off him if he wants to. And also had like a Betamax player in the box, which is sort of a bit weird in terms of like, am I ever going to use a box? And he had like an Amiga there. There was like a PS3 sitting outside, and there was just rooms just full of stuff. So that's why I sort of labelled this sort of episode and this series Going Shopping at Gary's, because I was going to go today actually, but the weather was supposed to be shit, and it ends up being a beautiful day outside. But in a way, it's good because now I can sit inside today. I want to do the Lego. I want to hang up that picture, and just put everything away. And just it's a nice day to sit at home. I haven't had a day at home for like a few weeks, so yeah. So we'll see what happens next week, and maybe we can add a little bit of footage from his house, and we could do it. That would be nice, but I don't want to sort of, like I said, push too hard at that. We can always, you know, do it slowly. So it's a relationship that I'm sort of looking forward to build on. And yeah, so yeah, no, so yeah, I'm sure Gary will be watching this. Thanks, Gary, and I'll see you again soon. And thanks to everybody who's watching this. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're getting some slow growth. It sort of goes like this and then stalls. So if we've got lots coming up, we've got a nice pickups video. I've got 2 new consoles going to do with that. A few more games. I ordered 3 things yesterday off my bucket list, and I got them for a really good price. One was like 25% off on Amazon, which I'm really happy about. So yeah, we've got lots to do. I've got comic stuff. Still got my horror magazines in the next room, which I want to do a video for. It won't be today. I don't think I've got to do other things today. But yeah, we've got lots to do. I've still got my Xbox 360 sort of video I want to do. I don't really want to jump on the bandwagon for Xbox 360 stuff, but it's a cool system. It's a great system. It's a collectible system, and I love it. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for everyone for watching. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time, and take care of yourself and keep gaming. See you guys.